Hi there, I'm Mike, and what I have for you today is the next in the new Army... Nope, not that one. Is the next in the new Army pack, Army Builder pack of Black Series figures, the Rebel Trooper and Stormtrooper. So as you can see from this box, just like the original release of the Clone Trooper and Battle Droid, it's really small. Now, I've already got both of these figures in my collection, and I've already reviewed them, but I wanted to take a look and see exactly if there are any differences, what it's like getting them out of the box, and, you know, just putting it on my channel so I could write it off as an expense. All right, and here we have the second of our fun little troop builder subline. It's quickly becoming kind of my favorite subline, weirdly enough. This is the kind of thing I like. There are two figures that you would want to troop build anyway, and it's giving me a reason to buy another version of them without just actually buying just a double of something I already have. I mean, I am, but it's a different box, so it counts. Just like the other box, this is really small. We have on the back the same thing as the front. There's no thrills, no frills. It's just a plastic-free packaging, just like on the other ones. And the box is small. Just to give you kind of an example here, this is a box from one of the newer ones, one of the newer figures. And then here is one of the older ones, which is slightly bigger than the original. I'll just kind of give you what that looks like here. So it's a small box. One might even think that it's for a TVC figure or a 3.75 inch figure, but I assure you it is not. It is for a 6-inch figure. Let's go ahead and get it open. Let's see, the best way to do that, I believe it opens from here. So we're gonna slice both of these. There we go. And it just opens like so. And like I said, it is a throwback to plastic-free packaging. On my last video for the Clone Trooper and Battle Droid, I mentioned that I actually liked plastic-free packaging and I missed it, and someone laughed at me, which I get. I get it's not everyone's bag, but it was my bag. So I've got some figures to compare here. We're going to get the accessories out. Then we have the body bags inside. Oh, we have the helmet. Can't forget the helmet. That's important. We have this nice Star Wars Black Series paper in here. And we just unwrap it. This one to reveal the Rebel Fleet Trooper. And this one then would be the Stormtrooper. If you've bought every release of this new 2020 or newer, I should say 2020 mold of the Stormtrooper, there's a couple releases in the differences in the blaster that it could come with, but for the most part, there was the Rogue One or Mandalorian 2020 release. Now, I'm trying to remember all the different times that they've released this. Obviously, there was one in the 2020, and I think that might have been it until basically last year, where they re-released it on the Return of the Jedi card, and then they re-released it in the 2-pack with Starkiller. Then they also released it again in the newer archive wave. They re-released it. Was that it? Has that been all the re-releases? I think it might have been. I might have missed one or two. Let me know if I missed one or two. That was just off the top of my head. I'm actually really glad that they did this because I only had the one Rebel Fleet Trooper, and I've done a full review on this. If you want to go see it, it's there to be watched. Go check it out on my channel. I'll probably link it somewhere. I've also done multiple videos on the Stormtrooper. So this isn't going to be long. I just wanted to essentially kind of show off what we get out of the package and if there are any differences between the original one and the newer one. So yeah, here we have them compared to some of the original releases here. As far as I can tell, they're very, very similar. I will say this is a little bit more blue. The shade of white is is almost kind of blue compared to this one. I believe this is the one that I got from either the Return of the Jedi or the Star Killer set, but I think it might have been a Return of the Jedi one. It does have the older style blaster, whereas this one and the Mandalorian ones have the newer style blaster that has like the flashlight attachment and the extended magazine for the blaster. So that's something that they had. None of them, in my opinion, not even in my opinion, none of them, unfortunately, have a holster. Now, I've talked about this both on my podcast and on my channel before. I don't think they need to have a holster, although I would like some that do have a holster. And that's mainly because while it wasn't universal, you can watch all of the original trilogy movies and find some stormtroopers with them and without them in all three movies. So like that exists. But on my shelf, on the new mold, which is vastly superior to the original mold, none of them have it. And I think that's the wrong direction to go. I would like some with it. So the Stormtrooper is great. Again, if you have a Stormtrooper already, you know what you're getting into. If you don't, get it. We recently inducted it into our Hall of Fame on my podcast as one of the, the idea of our Hall of Fame is that no matter how much time has passed, this is a banger of a figure that you can't go wrong getting. So the 2020 Stormtrooper mold is exactly that. I do love it. I have to say there is some paint differences on here. Let me see if I can zoom in. This is the like I said, I think this is the one that came with the either the Return of the Jedi 40th edition or the one that came with Star Killer. But not only is it a different shade of white, it also has like these black lines on these little paint apps here, whereas this doesn't. There's still paint apps on it, but the black lines definitely kind of help it stand out a little bit better. Other than that, like it's fine. I can't say there's anything wrong with it. This is definitely another Stormtrooper for my shelf, and he looks great. I love all the poses you can get these in because of the newer articulation. They just look a lot more natural, and because they don't have the older style knees, they don't bow, and that was a huge problem with the older Stormtroopers, is that the knees sort of bowed out, which made them look dumb. Now, let's take a look here. Whatever. I would probably bet that these are the same. And yeah, it really looks like they are. That's my one big problem with this specific set as an army builder, is that now I have two guys that are clones. Now, obviously, I can fix that. I can pop this guy's head off. I might need to boil. Oh, it just came off. Oh, no, the whole peg came off. Cool. But yeah, I could pop this guy's head off. I could pop a different head on. I can change that myself. And honestly, I might, just because I do want more than one of these on my shelf, and I don't want them to be clones. So I might find another figure that I've got maybe like doubles of, or maybe even my selfie series. I could pop my head on and just kind of make it look like, at least I don't have two of the same guy running down the Tantive 4 hallway, because it wasn't a clone ship, that's for sure. But I do like it. And again, I've done a full review, and he comes with the exact same stuff, even down to the Death Star plans, which this is now my third set of Death Star plans. I have the original one that came with the original, and then I have the one that came with Galen Erso. This is a good set if you want to get another Rebel Fleet Trooper, and if you want to get another Stormtrooper. But if you don't, it's an easy pass. I got this for $45 from Hasbro Pulse. I'm pretty sure it's a fan channel exclusive. So no matter where you want to get these, you can. Same thing as before on the other pack, though. There are places that you can get it cheaper. For instance, it is, I believe, $40 if you go to Shop Disney. But then you have to pay for shipping and stuff. So there's better ways to get this. There's worse ways to get this. For me, 45 plus tax. I got free shipping because I'm a Hasbro Pulse member. Easy peasy. I like the set. I'm glad I have another. I wasn't going to overpay for the Rebel Fleet Trooper. And the Rebel Fleet Trooper was one of the few figures that went for a lot on the aftermarket. Maybe not a lot on the aftermarket, but more than retail, if I remember right. So it's nice to be able to get another one of them for roughly retail, if not a little bit less than retail, but maybe not the original retail that one retailed for, because that was $19.99 and now they're $24.99. So I got it for like $22.50. So that's, to me, that's fine. That's good. Like I said, I'm just gonna have to find another head so I don't have just two of the same guys. But if you want my full thoughts on it, go check out my video there. Stormtrooper's great. Rebel Fleet Trooper's great. Worth the money. I just wish that they could have done something to change the head a little bit so I have to do it on my own. I understand the line is for just making cheap army builders. That's what the line's for, or at least accessible army builders. Unless you just really want to build this specific scene out, or the scene where Darth Vader just, murders them in a hallway. It's nice to have options now, as opposed to relying on super old releases, because this came out in 2019. So it's been a while. And I will say this is a little glossier than this. The hat on the old one is a little glossier. Other than that, I really don't see any differences. They kind of look the same. The vest is the same. The paint is largely the same. It's just his little hat thing that's different. But yeah, solid release. Glad I have it. It's going to flesh out my shelf a little bit better. The paint quality is pretty much the same on the faces. Not much to talk about, not much to show. That's it. Let me know down in the downstairs area. Are you getting these? What other of these would you want? I was trying to decide what other packs like this would I want to see. And there's not a lot, because most of it, like I was going to say, oh, maybe Biker Scout and Endor Rebel Soldier, but that would be more expensive because the Endor Rebel Soldier is deluxe. And the Biker Scout's kind of old, so I would rather them do an updated version of that. Or maybe like an Ewok in Stormtrooper or Ewok in Biker Scout. And then you kind of come to the same problem as where like there isn't like a generic Ewok. There's been so much time between the original release of Return of the Jedi and now that virtually every Ewok is named and has a backstory. And if you point to any specific Ewok on screen, you can probably find their name, who they are, what they like to eat, all that stuff. So there isn't like a generic army builder Ewok. I guess maybe a phase 1 trooper and battle droid, maybe a super battle droid and a phase 1 clone trooper would be neat. If they ever did things like a Gungan warrior, like a generic Gungan, but they'd have to release one first before they did army builder packs, I think. But like that could be cool. There's not a lot of generic army builders that I can really think of that I want to see, but I'm looking forward to whatever else comes out in this line. I'm assuming we're not just going to get 2 releases and that's it. Hopefully we'll see what else, but I feel like this is a good one, and the one before was a good one. I jokingly called it on social media the boyfriend packs, because I took pictures of the battle droid and clone trooper, and they are having a good time like boyfriends. And I'm going to probably do the same between this Rebel Fleet Trooper and the Stormtrooper. Just make them another boyfriend pack. So Hasbro, what's the 3rd boyfriend pack? Let me know. I'd love to see that. Anyways, let me know what you think. Are you getting them? Do you like them? I like to read and respond to comments when I can. I'd also love to thank these people here for supporting me on YouTube as a channel member. It means a lot to me that you do that. If you don't want to do that, that's fine. Although it's not expensive. It's like $1. But you can like, share, and subscribe. That goes a long way to helping out the channel. And with that, thanks for getting this far. Thanks for watching. And I'll see you later. Bye.